Action.
Hi friends, this is Tanushree Chakrabarti signing in from Kolkata, and we are from Winning Stree. So as you all know that Winning Stree is all women, for women and by women, initiative by me, and now many women as an army have joined with me, and they have all pursued this entire journey along with me. So we were it started back in 2018, and now there are about 2800 women joined with me as a community on Facebook. So here we have another Winning Stree with us. She is Anupama Dalmia, a very sweet and a very generous and a very humble lady. I have to read her accolades here, looking at my cheat sheet, my cheat phone, because it's a long thing. So, multiple award-winning blogger with Women's Web, Momspresso, and AnupamaDalmia.com, author of Arohi and Muffled Moans, founder and choreographer at Rhythms and Beats, founder at Beyond the Box, social activist with her new initiative, hashtag the Listening Ear Foundation, cookery website owner at Tingle Your Taste Buds, champion at Shiros, an Amazon influencer, and former senior consultant at Infosys, and a doting mom and a wife residing in Hyderabad. We present to you Anupama Dalmia at hashtag Winning Stree Talks, which is our new initiative. So welcome, Anupama.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction also.
And you deserve every bit of it. So thank you so much for coming to Winning Stree Talks.
It's my pleasure, totally.
And we have been associated for long.
True.
So I would request you to give us a brief introduction about yourself to the audiences here.
Yeah, so actually I've already, I think, been
And before
introduced.
that, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So here we have this Winning Stree badge. See here, people. And as we do this, we are sipping our green tea as well as a coffee in the Winning Stree mug. If you can see that, yeah. So here's the badge that goes for Anupama. Just let me pin it for you.
Sure. Lovely. Thank you so much. It's a lovely
It's
honor.
getting covered on your.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe. Yeah.
So yes,
Okay,
please.
yes. So about me, I think you've already introduced me beautifully. So yeah, I would probably just say that I'm a writer. I'm an entrepreneur. I usually don't like to call myself a social activist exactly. I think we all are in some ways. But yeah, so just doing my bit, whatever I can. And apart from that, I think one big role that I play is that of a mother. So yes, I'm mother to a almost 5-year-old whose birthday is going to be coming soon. So I I used to work with Infosys, and I had a usual corporate job, and which was quite hectic, and I was loving it actually. But then I was always a creatively inclined person, because of which I thought that, if not now, then when? So one fine day, after working for 6.5 years at Infosys, I took the decision to resign and pursue my dreams, which was met with a lot of mixed reactions, as obvious, like some people were really supporting the decision, but there were some who thought it was quite foolish of me to be doing that. But I'm someone who always does my thing. I'm pretty sorted that way in life, so I knew that, no, I have to do this. If it doesn't work, that's fine. But yeah, since then to today has been no looking back, and that's where I've reached. I think what you've introduced myself, that says what I do today.
Yeah, so that's really lovely, for you to come into the entrepreneurial journey from, where you were working with Infosys. So now, mentioning about your entrepreneurial things, there are 3 things that I can see: Tingle Your Taste Buds, Rhythm and Beats, and Beyond the
Yes.
Box. So just tell us, how do you manage, how do you multitask and end up so beautifully giving and doing justice to all of these roles together, apart from the writing thing that you're
Of
already
course,
doing?
yes.
So how do you manage all of it together?
Yeah, so I think this is
With
one
the baby.
question which everyone asks me. Like, even if I meet an old friend after years, the first thing they ask me is, how do you manage? And then I always wonder that I wish I really had some secret to reveal, because honestly there's nothing. Absolutely. I think one big reason why I'm able to manage is because, of the passion I have for all that I'm doing. And then coming to how I manage, I think it takes a little bit of planning. It's not completely, like for example, I work mostly when my daughter is either in school or, when she's sleeping, or you have to work around things. Like say my classes for Beyond the Box, I plan it in a way that, I do most of my classes when she is busy with her own classes, or, when she's, or I involve her. So that's how I manage. I think planning is what it takes, and it is very important for all of us actually, because I know most of the women, they do a lot of things, and it's very important for all of us to realize that prioritization is key here. Like for example, I will say openly that my wardrobe is in a mess for months, trust me. But I don't care because it doesn't fit in my, scheme of things. It's okay, I'm okay. But maybe for somebody else that matters. So see, you have to decide your priorities, and once you know that, then it becomes easier to manage when you're into multiple things like this.
It happens to all of us. Everybody's, wardrobes are a mess at this point
I'm
of time.
sure,
Yes,
I'm sure.
yes. So, with all these initiatives that you have, your hands full of. So, what exactly, or which thing is exactly that you're more passionate about? Is it writing? Is it dancing?
Oh, God.
Is it, giving creative classes to children?
True. I know I do a lot of things that.
Or cooking for that matter.
I don't want to give the cliched answer of, all kids are the same and I love all my kids. But yes, actually, all of them I'm passionate about. I would say that as a child, I was most passionate about dancing. I enjoyed writing too, but I think after I started doing it professionally, you develop more love for something even later in life. So I think now it's almost like I'm equally passionate about both the things, but I think one cause which really means a lot to me is the work that I do as a part of Beyond the Box. That's because the way we raise the next generation is something I really feel very strongly about. It's a cause that really means a lot to me. So if I have to really choose that what work that I do that I'm a little bit partial to, then I will go with Beyond the Box, because I think there we are actually shaping up the generation to come, and it's a huge responsibility. And I just hope that yes, that I'm successful to do what I have aimed to do with this venture.
Okay. Wonderful. So Beyond the Box, deserves all the bit of claps.
Oh
so let
my
us
God.
together
Thank you
clap
so
for
much.
it.
Thank
Beyond
you.
the
Oh my
Box
God.
is actually
Thank
amazing
you so much.
initiative. So tell me, Anupama, when did you first realize that you wanted to become an entrepreneur? You could have pursued a part-time job,
Yes,
or
yes.
anything else, but why entrepreneur?
So my mom says that I was always having the leadership skills even as a child.
Right.
So maybe that, like they say, that Kira was there. When I resigned from Infosys, I realized that doing something of my own will probably give me a certain kind of flexibility. Though now I realize that being an entrepreneur at times is more difficult, because at a corporate you can ask for leave, but sometimes now I know that when you're doing your own thing, who do you ask leave? And I'm sure you relate to that completely.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, let me do my own thing. Slowly I realized that taking an initiative and doing my own thing, giving shape to my vision is something that came very naturally to me. So it was, I would say, a very natural progression. It was not something that I kind of decided that, okay, I have to be an entrepreneur. I would say it was just the essence of what I am, and it kind of followed through.
Right. So, and how do you manage your busy schedules and give your 100% to all your efforts?
I think there is a misconception usually that when people do multiple things, they say that, oh, focus on one thing. Like even kids come and tell me, oh auntie, that means we can also have 2-3 professions, but our mom says that focus on one thing. So I tell them, see, focus is not about doing just one thing in life. Focus is about focusing in that moment on what you're doing. So for me, I would say that when I'm doing something at a particular moment, I give my 100% to it. I don't try to, like say, if there's a huge dance event I'm working on, so that week I'll dedicate it to that. I'll focus on that. Then I don't, spread my legs on multiple places at the same instant. So like I said even before, the key is to plan properly and then focus accordingly. So then it automatically comes out to, giving you 100%. And I must say I'm a little too particular about what I do with my work. Like, I'm my team members also now in Beyond the Box, they know that she's a tough taskmaster. Till the output is going to be like really to my satisfaction, they know that she's not going to let go of something. So yes, I think a little bit of that is already in my nature of, giving 100% to what you do. Doing half-hearted thing doesn't work for me. But yes, like I said, it's also about the planning and how you focus on a certain thing at a certain time.
Yeah, true. So that's a lot of learning, people, actually, you need to know how to focus on things and then prioritize and then accordingly plan and then get things delivered.
Yeah.
So that
and I
is
think
the
it's
key.
also necessary to stick by your priorities.
Absolutely.
Like, stand by it. Like, okay, if something is not in my scheme of things, if I'm not getting to do it, then don't think that, oh, I'm not getting to do it. It's not in your priority. So just stand by it.
Absolutely. So the next question for you is, writing several blogs, more than hundreds, I guess, and 2 books. How has that experience been, of evolving as a writer?
Oh yes, I think I have evolved as a writer, because when I go and read my initial blogs, I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me I've written them. I would have probably written them differently today. But then that's true about everything in life. We learn, we grow, we evolve. The first blog that I wrote for, I still remember that I was not at all keen to write professionally, and it was my husband who was really pushing me. He felt that you are good at it. And
so behind every winning woman, there is a winning man.
Definitely. He has
Yes.
been a huge support in my career always. He in fact actually went on to create my basic framework of my author website, anupamadalmia.com.
Wow.
And that's when I thought that, okay, now he has done so much, ab maine agar likha nahi na, to too much hai. Matlab, he's already done a lot. So I said, okay, chalo, if he's insisting so much, let me write something. And it just so happened that around, those days only, I had visited an orphanage along with my parents.
Okay.
And I thought it will be a good topic to write on, my experience there. I did that, and I came and wrote about it, and then that blog was chosen as the top blog on a very popular platform. And so my husband was like, see, I told you. But what I realized with that blog is, so I had mentioned the details of that orphanage also, like, in my blog. And I realized that a lot of people actually came out to even offer help. That's when I realized that, okay, writing gives us a power to actually reach out to people, to make them aware about certain things, to maybe even influence minds. So I thought that, okay, I have to now take this more seriously, to write about the things I feel strongly about or which I want to write about. And then I just started writing, though my daughter was very young that time, so it was a challenge to write very regularly, but I tried my best whenever I could. There are many, in fact, my first award-winning blog was written with her on my lap, me trying to put her to sleep, and with one hand I was writing the blog on a mobile.
Amazing.
And that the topic was, I don't want to assume that my daughter will marry, and that won an award, and it also became quite viral unexpectedly. So I think it was just that dedication and that intent of writing about the things I feel strongly about. But it's been a great learning experience, and I think I'm still evolving as a writer. In fact, today if someone asks me, I will say I'm an average writer. I know my friends are going to kill me for saying
That's
that. But that's how I feel. I think we should never be complacent that, oh, now we are great. No, we are all learning.
Yes, so the key is, overconfidence buri baat hai.
Oh,
Confidence
for sure.
rehna
Yeah,
chahiye.
you should be confident. I think you should be very open to learn about
Yes.
anything. I think this
Yes.
applies to everything. That be open to learn, be open to criticism. It's okay if someone has maybe even though I have been really blessed, I have not experienced much of criticism, but even if I do, I'm okay. Like, it's okay. We all have to learn, right? As long as someone is being respectful, just accept all the criticism that comes your way.
So how do you learn? You write and you learn, or
So because I've not really
courses, if you
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
just to be
tell
writer
people.
friends.
Sure. So I actually, like, I've not really studied literature in terms of, like, the degree. So for writing, I think there are few things one can do to improve the craft. One is write very regularly. See, that is the given. You have to write regularly. Secondly, there are some really good courses that people can go for. Like, for example, there was a creative writing course which was offered locally in Hyderabad. In fact, I will actually also, there's, like, for example, women's wear. Even they come up with, where you can actually get mentored under some famous authors and established ones. So there are many, you have to just be open, I think, on social media to know about these courses or maybe workshops. It could, like, for me, The turning point actually I feel in my writing skills was when I attended just this 1 day workshop. It was just a 3 hour workshop with someone called Bhavna Nisima. She's a wonderful woman. She lives in Hyderabad, and I always tell her also that, you know, in my writing journey you've been a in fact, that workshop was not even about the technicalities of writing. It was simply about finding your voice and your style. And I must say, after that day, that what I learned in those 3 hours helped me so much. It helps me even today, because, you know, it is, I think as writers, it is very important for us to know that self-awareness. So there are many aspects to learn writing, and I would say that if you're a writer, try to learn all of it. Try to attend, any workshop. Like I said, even a 3 day workshop can sometimes be so helpful.